Hello and welcome back to Man v Film. I'm going to do a top 10 list of recommendations that I have for the Vinegar Syndrome Sale. Now the only things I have to have in this is I have to have owned the disc and loved it. And it was easy to pick 10 recommendations for you. Hopefully it's got a mixed bag of various different kind of subgenres and things that you might be interested in picking up. Number 10 on my list is Spellcaster from the VSA range. Now these are kind of limited ones, so once they are gone, they're gone, never coming back again. This one is about a group of people who win a competition to go to a castle in Italy where they could win more money, and they start to get picked off one by one. It's got wonderful special effects, really creative stuff that just stands out, characters that I liked and disliked, wonderful way of shooting the story, and it's just incredibly fun. Number 9 on my list is Deadline. This Canucksploitation movie was really something unexpected for me. It's about a writer, someone who writes horrific things, horror stories and scripts and screenplays, and his life is constantly being attacked by images of things that he's created. Horrible, bloody situations that he's thought of, and they just attack his everyday life. He can be with the family and he'll have a flash of one of these horrific images, and it really has a detrimental effect on his life. And it's a wonderful way of doing it by still having this dramatic storyline and interspersing it with these wonderful gory sequences. Number 8 on my list is Grave Robbers. You need to be careful. There's 2 grave robbers on Vinegar Syndrome site. You're looking for the Spanish one. It's a bit like Friday the 13th Part 6, supernatural entity hunting down these people. There is wonderful one-liners, great atmosphere, wonderful production standards, just a terrific ghost story come slasher that really delivers on everything that makes the slasher genre so much fun. Next up we have Martial Law 1 and 2 on this one package. Now I love some Cynthia Rothrock action, and this movie delivers 2 different action movies. The first one is definitely where the strength lies, and it's worth picking up the package for that alone. Great kind of story, tremendous action, and a fantastic finish to this. And David Carradine is the bad guy. He's always wonderful. It was great going back to this early kind of action flick, one that I hadn't seen in a number of years, and it just lived up to my expectation. Number 6 on my list is Fade to Black. Dennis Christopher stars as this kind of character who's obsessed with film, who snaps one day killing his aunt and then goes on a kind of killing spree of everybody that picked on him, bullied him and put him down. And he does it in the guise of various kind of characters from movies, and it's interspersed with little takes from movies as well, which are just wonderful. It's a great kind of character, and it's one of those movies that I kind of watched and I was like, why hadn't I heard of this? It looks great, it has wonderful ideas, it's got great thematics at the heart of it, and a truly terrific performance. Number 5 on my list, and a recent release, is All American Murder. Now this was a wonderful movie. It's a kind of giallo American one that feels like it's going to go the comedic route at the start and then turns really just kind of, well, giallo-esque. It's kind of fun. You've got Christopher Walken, who just owns every second he's on screen with his wonderful character and his ridiculous line delivery that just makes these silly lines sing. And it's got some wonderful set pieces as well at the heart of it. Now on to a movie from the 70s that really did kind of affect me. The Candy Snatchers, number 4 on my list. This is a little bit of slice of sleaze and makes you icky feeling as you have these group of criminals, or kind of criminals, who decide to kidnap Candy and try to blackmail her father into getting money. And every character in this movie is just horrible at various points. They're just not nice characters doing horrific things to each other, and it just goes in directions that you just wouldn't expect, including that ending, which is so just downbeat and horrific. And it's a movie that is going to stick with you long after you've seen it. Number 3 on my list, and a real surprise, was Unmasked Part 25, which is another take on Friday the 13th, where our main character is alive and living in the world, and his killing sprees have been released as movies almost, and he's struggling with his existence, and is there any point to him living and what he's doing? And is that existentialism as he starts to build a relationship with a woman within the movie as well, and trying not to kill people. It's low budget, it's expertly done because it's got this story and this thematic that's just wonderful, and it kind of homages Friday the 13th a lot, and it's just one of those incredibly surprising movies that I just utterly loved. Next up in my list, number 2, is The Caller. It's pretty much just Malcolm McDowell and Madeline Smith, and it's the first half hour is the most perfect half hour of filmmaking I've seen in the longest while. A man rolls up to a cabin, he talks to the woman, asks if he can use her phone for some help, and there is this interplay for the next half hour between these two characters where you never know what both of them is up to. Who's going to be the victim? Who's going to be the antagonist of the piece? And it just builds and builds all the way through it, creating a wonderfully playful back and forth between these two characters. I don't want to tell you too much. The ending is bonkers, but after thinking about it, I kind of liked it, but it's definitely one of my favourite Vinegar Syndrome releases. Number 1 on my list is the fantastic Beastmaster, which is starting to sell out. You need to be quick on this one, and hopefully you get a copy. It is the most perfect package this film could ever have got, and it is terrific. The movie has never looked better. You get the 4K, the Blu-ray extras disc. It's had so much love and care. The extras are outstanding, and if you've never seen Beastmaster, it's absolutely wonderful. Just a pure 80s joy of a film. I utterly love it, and I think the package is amazing. I hope you find a movie in there that you're really kind of interested in, one that you might pick up during the sale and kickstart that Vinegar Syndrome collection. Either way, let me know your thoughts on the list, or recommend other titles that you've seen that you think are notable and looking at maybe picking up, because I want to tackle the sale and pick up some things. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Man v Film.